So when I say point of interest, I am talking particularly to the units, okay, of the value of what the asset, the units of the value of the asset. That is what I mean by points of interest. So as in point 0.0001, okay, point 0 point, so 0.0, so 0.1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point, that's what I mean by a point of interest. So the interest is adding in point 1, point 0.01, point 0.001, point 0.0001, either higher interest or lower interest adding. So this point of interest adding or going out of the asset value per time is what people are interested in. Okay, so people want to see a healthy asset, an asset that fundamentally, when you study the behavior of investors who hold that asset physically, okay, or in the stock exchanges, you will see confidence. So people want to go into an asset that has a lot of investor confidence. So these assets are now related to the derivatives, okay, and futures that people can now buy them over the counter in their represented form, not by going to the exchange floors again, not by also going through stock brokers. Okay, so people can now buy them from from the comfort of their home using their smart devices, operating it over the counter. Nobody needs to check them out. So which means it is a convenient thing. What people are doing with large amount of money, okay, and traveling around before now to execute. Anybody cannot do it from the comfort of their home. And if you want to know, I said the world's biggest names you know are all what? Owners of all of these assets. Which means that how do they own the asset? They hold majority shares of the assets. If you mention all the biggest names, they own majority shares of the assets that are traded. Is it the Tesla asset? The world's richest man currently, Elon Musk, holds what? The majority share in Tesla. Okay. Now, is it the other companies that he has founded? He holds majority share. That is called shareholding. Holding by ownership. Okay. Holding by founding. That is in the share ownership or shareholding. Then we also have those who participated in what? The listings, which means when the asset is listed for a period of time that the company or the founders need to acquire funds from the market, okay, the asset value will be increased. So shareholders will come in and purchase again. These are those who are buying the stocks. Okay, these are those who are buying the stocks from the what? Exchanges or the stock brokers. Now, apart from those who are buying the stocks, who are buying shares of the stock, there are those who don't need to buy shares, okay, but can participate in that asset by observing the value. And these are those referred to as what? Retail traders. So if you want to be like them, if you want to enjoy the benefit of trading like a retail trader, what you have to do is to have a trading account set up. Okay? With a trading account set up, you don't need to go far to find this asset to trade. You don't need to have a founding interest in the asset, which means I don't need to know Jeff Bezos, you don't need to know Mark Zuckerberg, you don't need to know Larry Page of Google or the Alphabet, you don't need to know Elon Musk of Tesla, you don't need to know any of these names. Okay? All you need to know is you have a broker who has a listing, just like the stock exchanges have what? A listing. So exactly the same thing replicated for you. Now you have been given access to this asset, but most of you have allowed the noise of people who don't know anything about the financial market to distract you from planning your finances with them. You can use this asset to keep your money in a valuable form. Instead of keeping your money in the bank that has no substantial value, you can put your money in a valuable form by using it to trade an asset. You can buy an asset by choosing the type of trader you want to become. You can buy it for a short term, buy it for a mid term, buy it for a long term. Okay? You can also sell it at a certain point. After it has appreciated to a certain price, you can sell off. This is more valuable way to keep your money. That is why these assets become more valuable over time. So, like I was saying, the value has to do with the points of interest that appreciate or depreciate over time. Now, when the different players who are now like you I'm talking to, okay, have decided to trade to buy this asset, they look for point to take an entry and point to take an exit, okay? The generality of the market, those who have been schooled by the internet information, okay, go for small points that are not significant, midpoints that are not substantial, and do not know how to project the market or price behavior with sequence. They do not know how to use sequence for their price projection. But for the benefit of paying attention to this lesson and being here till now, you are going to be one of the first few to learn this lesson. Okay, and once learned, you must apply. Like I've told you, you owe me $20 per day for the next 20 years for this lesson, which means I want this lesson to change your life. I want this lesson to make you financially independent, okay, financially solvent, okay? And I want this lesson to really transform you to a better person than you were. This information, this financial information is like a gold mine. If you utilize it, you will become very, very wealthy. So I would not like you to learn and not apply. It is not like going to school and coming out of school looking for business, looking for a job to do because the school gave you information, but you needed to take action with that information for your life to be impacted by it. Okay, so this is not like going to school, graduating with first class, second class, third class, as the case may be. This is not like acquiring a certificate that you keep as a plaque of honor. This is not like acquiring a soft skill that you cannot apply. This is a hard skill that you can immediately apply and become what? A hard money owner. Okay, and also a hard money lender. So you can have money that you can spend freely, unlike those who don't have money to spend freely because of what? You depend on a regular paycheck. Okay, you work 9 to 5 and you cannot find the middle ground between life balance. When life calls you to settle other problems, you don't have the means to attend to them because your income does not allow you to attend to them. And when you crave for anything you desire, you can't have the freedom to go get it because you are waiting for your income to come at the end of a fixed number of days. Okay, that is not why you are taking this lesson. You are taking this lesson so that you can transform your life. It has changed your thinking already. So you need to apply the lesson so that you can change your life too and see the results visibly. So for the visible results of this lesson, I have given you a goal of targeting $20 per day and doubling it. So my own charge here is what? $20 per day for the next 20 years. I want you to work with this information for the next 20 years and see how your life will change. You can calculate how much $20 per day is what in 20 days. $20 per day will be worth how much? $400. Okay? In another 20 days will be worth $800. Now keep doing this. I say 20 by 20 by 12 by 20. That will give you the value of this $20 per day you will be making for yourself. Okay? And pay me. So if you can pay me, you can make it for yourself, okay? If you don't follow this lesson, you cannot pay me and you cannot make it for yourself. So I want you to follow this lesson and I want you to pay me, okay? So for me to hold you accountable, and if you would want this to really change your life, you need me to mentor you. Like, this is not a bragging, this is real proven thing. It is not by showing you screenshots, shop screenshots that are not valuable, that you don't know how they were generated, okay? Or Photoshop screenshots. No, this is you being under my mentorship directly. I'll be guiding you, providing you the step-by-step action you need to take every day for the next 20 years. So which means I plan to be there for the next 20 years for your sake. That is why I've given out this information first. So you have got the information, now you need to connect with me so that you can apply it. However, it is not dependent on me alone. If you follow my information properly, you can do it on your own. And that is my focus, to help you do it on your own. So what you are seeing on the screen, which I have not explained about the chart and this movement, is a practical demonstration of how I do it. Okay, that it works out, that I want you to understand how it is done. I'm going to explain this when we are together in our mentorship. All right. So, but right now I'm giving you the information behind it so that what you are seeing will no longer become what? Absurd to you or a mystery. All right. I'm unraveling everything about it in bits so that you can get the real detail, the real information that I said is not sold anywhere in any course, on any program, online or offline. So I have made this available to you because I intend to see your transformation start happening real soon. For you to hatch into this, you need to connect with me on primexfunded.com. Okay, so go to primexfunnel.com and secure your membership. Remember, I've given you all of this information without asking you to pay me any dime. But I say for you to take action, you need to be a member so that I can know you. So on primexfunnel.com, I'll be waiting for you to welcome you into the community. So when you choose your membership plan, which in this case, you can see it at the surface there, you just go to contribute membership. Okay, that's cohort contribution membership. Once you pay your cohort contribution, I'll get your contact details, okay, and then add you to our paid members only community. That is where you and I will be talking about applying this on a daily basis and getting the result. So I'll be mentoring you and I'll be monitoring you. I'll be following you up as your accountability partner to make sure that you are getting the result. No excuse. So all you need to get this result is firstly, go to primexfunnel.com and secure your membership. No two ways about it. Once your membership is secure, you can now meet one-on-one. I'm not exploiting anybody. That's why I'm giving out this information first of all. So I'm not also hyping, doing any publicity anywhere else to say, come and join and get this value. No, I said I'll be with you to show you. I'm not promoting a Telegram community where you have to come and join and then subscribe for a signal service. I'm not doing all of that. I am mentoring you. I'm adding into my community where you get to know me, I'll get to know you. You also get to meet all others who were there before you. Okay, and you will grow, feel carried along. And I said, this is a journey for the next 20 years. So if I hold your hand through for the next 20 years, you are going to get this result. And I want to get the result so that you can pay me. So I don't want you to pay me anonymously like I don't know you. I want to know who is paying me and also hear your testimonies when it starts working for you. So for that to happen, we have to be connected. Okay, so my platform is available, primexfunnel.com. Go now, secure your membership. Once your membership is secured, you will be in my paid members only community. So now that we have understood the step we are going to take, let's go back to the value of the asset. I've mentioned different types of assets and why they are so valuable, okay? If you notice, all those names that are behind them are the world's richest people. So if you also want to be among the world's richest, you need to be where the world's richest people are. You need to be part of what they are doing, which is in the financial market trading. So they own assets that in their largest shareholding of that asset, they keep their value, their net worth high always. So we call them HNW. High net worth individuals, okay? So they keep their value always high, their net worth always high. What do they do to replicate? They don't just focus on the one they own. What do? They buy others. So these billionaires are still buying assets. Now, because they have billions, they can afford to talk to the other billionaire to sell off his asset. So some of them are getting ownership, okay, of assets that they did not create by themselves. Okay, companies that they did not found by themselves, they are getting ownership of it by buying from the owner. So you hear what they call buy out. Okay, so they approach them, give them an offer that they cannot resist. So maybe you are buying a company, okay, for, let's say the founder spent $2 million to build the tech. Now they go and buy it for $200 million. As a tech founder, you know that you are just starting. Will you not want to sell off? This is how the billionaires remain billionaires. So they keep buying more valuable assets. So they are buying physically. You can also be buying over the counter. That is what trading entails, buying these assets or selling them over the counter. So you don't need to have the billions to approach the billionaires, but you can be part of the business that keep them as billionaires. And that is what the trading market, financial market is about. So have I said well enough for you to know that if you have been thinking otherwise, you have been deceiving yourself? Then don't also be carried away by those who make noise about this thing on the internet. They know that this is very valuable, but they want to use it to exploit you. So I'm not going to be in that shoe, which is why I'm not making this something I have to show my face and talk about, okay? Or in my community, you are going to get access to this. In my community, we have a lot of interesting people, academics, we have professors, we have doctors, we have those who are professionals in different fields. We have engineers, we have surveyors, we have real estate developers, we have farmers, that's those who are investing in agriculture. All right. So we have different professionals. So don't count yourself out or less. Don't say what I'm currently doing does not fit. I cannot become a trader. Anyway, to give you the good news, especially, we are also in my community removing the burden of doing it yourself entirely. So for the first action you take, you have access to our two key features, okay, of our mission, which are cohort funding and then social trading. So in cohort funding, you don't have to do it yourself. Let your money work for you. Just like when you buy a stock, what happens? You don't need to go and be in the market rallying about the stock. The stock will perform because there are others who are also buying the stock. Okay, so you just wait for the time when the stock will yield dividends and you get your payout. That is how people who buy shares do. Okay, so you just buy and wait. The same thing happens to the cohort. So in the cohort, it is not an asset, it's not a stock, it's a pool of funds that those who are interested in gaining from the expert insight we have, we just plug into the cohort fund. They keep an amount of fund there in their cohort. So cohort is a small group of people led by one person, okay, who maybe was a initiator of that cohort with Primex Fund. So even you can become a cohort leader by doing what? Applying to us to be a cohort leader, which means that you want to work with a group of people you know, people you can connect with, people you can motivate or influence. Okay, we'll give you the permission. We'll list your cohort on Primex Fund. If you go to primexfund.com and look down at your screen, you see the search menu, okay, or search tab. Just type cohorts there. You see cohort already listed there. You can join any of those cohorts. All right. So that's the first feature of our mission: cohort funding, where you can fund a cohort and get rewarded over time. So it's not an investment, it's a contribution into a group's own goal. So at the end of the day, when the cohort yields, the yield is divided among the members as we have already stipulated. Okay, the cohorts can also have a project that they can work towards, okay, to achieve. So that cohort funding make that possible. So it make you to be part of those who are earning money from the financial market without needing, okay, to do it themselves. Firstly, so that's the first thing we offer in the community.